How's it going, folks? Jack here, and welcome back to another Football Manager guide. Today, we are showing you how to install Facepacks in Football Manager. Of course, every year I do these videos. Every year people come back for them. So if you're one of those returning viewers who turns up every year just to refresh yourselves on how to do this, welcome back. Yes, Facepacks, for those of you who don't know, are special additions to Football Manager that add more player faces to your game. By default, only licensed leagues will have player faces, for example on player profiles, but of course these faces show up elsewhere in the game. But through the power of community-made mods, we are able to put faces on pretty much every player in the world. So, first things first, there are a few different types of Facepack that you can install. The ones that I use are from Sort It Out SI. I'll have a link to their website down below where you can download these. There is the Cutout Mega Pack, there's the DF11 Player Faces Pack, there's the Action Players Pack, and there's also Flyers Gunzo's Faces Mega Pack. There's lots of different options here. There's some on other websites as well. Basically, I'm going to be showing you how to install the ones that I use, which follow the vanilla style that exists in the game. Of course, you can go out there, find the Facepack that you want, download it, and then follow the later steps in this video. We got in this pack, you can see if you are a premium member on Sort It Out SI, by which you pay a small yearly fee to be a premium member, you can just click a one-click download and install it. However, you do not need to be a premium user to download this pack. All you need to do is set up an account on Sort It Out SI, which is completely free to do. Once you've done that, you're going to click on the download button here, and this is going to take you to the download options page. Now, of course, you can download that initial file with a one-click download, and we also have the download torrent file. Now, the torrent file is the one that we want. This is a special file that when we run through a torrent client is going to allow us to download the pack from other people who already have it downloaded nice and quickly without the need of a premium account. For this example, I'm going to work on the assumption that you've never used a torrent file before and that you're installing a torrent client for the first time. But if you do already have a torrent client on your PC, feel free to download the torrent file that is on this website, and then that will then kick off the download of the entire pack. Now, the torrent client I'm going to show you guys how to use today is QBitTorrent. This is a free download. It is a torrent client. Torrent clients are completely legal in themselves. You might have heard torrents used in an illegal sense. That is when you're distributing copyrighted material, which for here and now, we're not doing. You're not going to get the FBI knocking on your door about the fact you've got a Facepack for Football Manager. So over on the QBitTorrent website, I'm going to go to the download section. Then I'm going to go to 4.4.5. Of course, this is if you're on Windows. If you're a Mac user, you're going to want to go to the other lower down bit on that page, and you can download the Mac version. This is a guide for Windows, but I can't imagine the steps are too different. From here, I am going to get the 64-bit version and download this. Once you've downloaded it by just clicking, it will download, as you can see. You're then going to be given an exe, which will run the installer, which you can see I have here. So for our torrent client, we are going to be installing it in English. We are going to hit next, accept the terms and agreements. You can read them all if you want. When we get to this point of components to install, we're going to make sure that open.torrent files with QBitTorrent is enabled. Worth noting here that it is going to add a Windows firewall rule. You may get Windows Firewall by default throw up some errors and issues with this. You can ignore them. I promise you, this is a completely safe download. Otherwise, I wouldn't feature it in a video like this. So after all of that, we are going to click next. This is now going to install the torrent client on our machine. And well, once we've done that, we're going to be able to interact with the torrent file that we downloaded previously, and it will launch QBitTorrent. So we now have QBitTorrent installed, and now that we've done that, if you've already clicked this, you can click it again. If you've not clicked it, make sure just to have the .torrent file. This is a really small file that will quickly download. Once you've got it, you're just going to click it and run it. This will give you the first time warning about QBitTorrent being a file sharing program, and as a result of that, you are just going to have to click agree. And after that, if you want to, you can make this your default program for downloading torrent files. That is fairly normal. And then from here, we have the option to download the Sort It Out SI Cutout Mega Pack 2023.00. You can see where it's going to save the file by default. We're going to stick this in my downloads folder, and once that is all done, we are just going to click OK. And then with, well, the beauty of the internet, other users who have already downloaded this file are going to be now sharing it with us, and we are rather quickly, hopefully, going to be able to download this. So you may want to leave this for a little while, depending on your internet speed. The time might vary. As I said, the total file size is just shy of 10 gigabytes. So this isn't a super quick download. If you're on slower internet, you might want to leave it going overnight. yeah, I'll join you guys when this is done. So I didn't have to wait too long in the end. I do have fairly quick internet, but once the file is downloaded, you'll see the status is set to seeding. This means that if other people down the line want to download this torrent file, they can get it via you. If you don't want to seed things, you can just right click and hit pause or stop. Once you've done that, the download is completed. It's in our downloads folder and we're ready for the next step. So we are now done with the torrent client part of this video. Hopefully you've been able to download this file. It will be in your downloads folder on Windows by default. Of course, within the client itself, when you kicked off the torrent download, you could choose exactly where you wanted it to go. Here we have a sorted out SI cut out megapack file that is just shy of 10 gigabytes. Now you'll notice here that it says for me type WinRAR archive. The reason for that is that the file that we've downloaded is a zip file. Essentially, it's a folder of all the images bundled up together, all 300,000 of them in a nice little package, and we need to now install this. So to do that, we need to navigate to our Football Manager 2023 documents folder. On Windows, it is here within C, users, then your username. I'm Jack, so my Windows username is Jack. Unless your name's Jack, this is going to be slightly different. Then within Documents, Sports Interactive, you'll then have Football Manager 2023. Do bear in mind you need to run the game at least once for this set of folders to generate. And then within here, you're going to need to create a graphics folder if that doesn't already exist. To do that, you just right-click, New folder, call it graphics. It is case sensitive, it needs to be lowercase, no nonsense. And then within here, we are going to cut in the file that we downloaded, that megapack that we have. Now, this is not the smallest file in the world. It is 10 gigabytes on slower machines. This might take a little bit of time. For me, it's done it instantaneously. And now we're going to use WinRAR. Now, WinRAR is a piece of software used to unzip files that are bundled together. For a full guide on WinRAR, I'm going to have one linked down in the description. It's one of those things that I've covered a million times before. There's a lovely 2-minute guide on how it works. Go check that out if I'm talking a foreign language at the moment. From here, however, we are going to right-click on this file, and assuming you've got WinRAR or another piece of an archiving software, you're going to have the option to extract here or unzip here. And what this is now going to do, it is going to take the contents of this zip file and this folder and basically pull it all out. All of these faces are faces that we've downloaded that are numbered based on the player ID, and it's not the quickest process in the world. In fact, this might take a little while depending on your machine. For me, it's estimating about 5 minutes. If you are on a slower laptop, this could take hours, just of full disclosure. Of course, if you're running on Mac, you're going to have to use something different to WinRAR to unzip things. As always, this is a guide for Windows. I don't have a Mac to show things, but the steps, step by step, are the same. The one thing just to bear in mind is that depending on how you've got Football Manager downloaded and where you've got it from, this kind of graphics folder that you need to put everything into, the location might vary slightly. I will have full written instructions down in the description to hopefully help you guys out. So if you've not been able to follow along with the video, that is an option for you there. Anyway, we are going to leave these files extracting. As I said, this can take a little while, but once this is done, you are able to delete the WinRAR file and you'll just have a folder containing all the images. So now that you've unzipped all the faces, they all exist within that folder in the graphics location of Football Manager. We just need to do the final step in game. Go to Preferences in the bottom left. We need to navigate to the Clear Cache option. We're then going to click the Reload Skin option. The game is going to do its thing for about 10 seconds. And once that's done, you'll be back on the main menu, and if we enter a save game, hopefully, if all the steps have been followed correctly, you will have all the faces showing in game. Of course, if you've decided to download the mega pack that I'm using, you'll have the faces exactly how I have them. If you downloaded a different type of face pack, they of course will look slightly different to the ones I'm showing you now. But as you can see within the Premier League, all the different players' faces are showing in game, and as far as I'm concerned, it looks absolutely wicked. Anyway, gang, that is going to wrap up this guide from me today. If you're having any issues with it, I will attempt to help in the comments, but it's really, really important to understand that no matter what you do, if you do just one step wrong, it will not work. And as a result of that, it becomes very hard to troubleshoot exactly where you're going wrong because it will always have the same result of the faces not showing in game. Nevertheless, I hope this video was useful for you guys when it comes to downloading the torrent file, unzipping it all, getting it in the correct location on your PC. And yeah, that is going to be everything in terms of the guide for today. If you're looking to get more Football Manager graphics installed into your game, check out some other videos I have here on the channel. There'll be a playlist at the end so you can customize your Football Manager to your heart's content. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe. And other than that, it is me, Jack. I'll see you guys again on the next one. one, and until then, take it easy. I'm out.